Nakupata huko. Chukua hii kamera hapa tukiwa na wewe. Ndio nayo rekodi hapa. Saa hii tu. Tuko na wewe hapa.
Kwani umenipata wapi?
Nikukute mimi nakwambia, si uchukue hii kamera.
Ndio nakuuliza umenipata wapi?
Kanamora no mochacho. Tuwegeshe tu hiyo kamera hapa. Hapa nilipo hapa.
Wacha kuwa formulated mure tunakuja.
Hakuna
kitu utafanya bro.
Mimi nakwambia nakufanya. Saa hii.
Umekuja umenipata. Mimi niko hapa.
Kufanya kitu.
Mimi si niko hapa.
Saa hii tu. Nakwambia hivi change hiyo kamera tu ingia.
Lakini si umenipata hapa.
Nakwambia hivi.
So ni change na maagizo yako ya nini sasa? Kamera
tu saa hii ifike.
Bora acha nikwambie, mimi siko eti na directiwa na mtu akifanya hivi.
Ukinigusa hata ngumi hii. Nikunyoshe.
Najua uko hapa juu my friend. I'm not interested. Ulikuja kuforce. I'm not interested. Ulikuja kuforce. Nimejua ukitoka huko. Bro, hakuna mtu protect your family na nini? Uko na familia gani?
Fika kwako ni record.
Huko ni kwako. That's the question. Hapa ni kwako. Hapa ni kwako. The way you're going to be talking about, it's just relaxing because it's a harvest time. Much of the people are harvesting at this kind of the module and talk about that is the way forward. And that is the best way of getting this kind of the module getting forward. And this kind of the Kariba, what is really popping out, because we have to inform you what's really happening to the village and what's really popping out each and every kind of the space and what's really happening right now. Hello internet, welcome back to the road Zaga and also to what gonna be developing matters and issues to this kind of an esquire at this kind of the moment, and the breaking news that has already tangled and it's now coming out at this kind of the effervescence of the time. Much of the people are waiting for this kind of the module so as it can come out very fantastic, as it's gonna be elaborated and given out what's really popping out at the village, because the village report gonna be coming right now already at this kind of an module, because whatever gonna be coming right now, it's what has been there and what's going to be there at this kind of at the area, and that is what going to be coming at this kind of the module. Back again, if you have never subscribed, thank you much for you returning and watching the video, and also becoming one of the members also, so as you can just groove together and make it happen, because with you we have to make sure that everything is just getting forward very fantastic. Here we go. There's no much of crackatoos and the moment of integral meditations or talk about much of the people going to be talking about ABCD, no postcoms, no intercoms, no interrogative amenities that somebody can talk about. This is not getting forward as far as everything is in concern. As we get back to the report, because what is really popping out this kind of the road, I understand how the things are just coming out at this kind of an esquire. I know that everything is just very fantastic and the road is so meticulous. Talk about it has not been raining because of the season, how it is. I will appreciate to the living God and talk about that is the merit. That's going to be so fantastic, because that is what much of the people are going to be talking. I think right now Maori is very complicated and talking about it has not been raining. It's so fragile, very nice, because the road is so smooth. You can just drive yourself from A to B to C as far as everything is in concern. I like about that one, because what we have to report is what's going to be tangling, what's going to be coming out at this kind of the moment, as what's really popping out. Here we are. What's really going to be coming out. I like this kind of the nature, because of what that is the way forward, and that is the way you're going to be making sure that everything's so nice. Talk about the climate right now. It's a little bit very better, very good, and talk about it's a little bit sunny and not much really complicated about so much of the high altitude. Talk about it's going to not be so sunny the way you're going to be talking about. It's just relaxing because it's a harvest time. Much of the people are harvesting at this kind of the module, and talk about that is the way forward, and that is the best way of getting this kind of the module getting forward. And this kind of the Kariba, what is really popping out, because we have to inform you what's really happening to the village and what's really popping out each and every kind of the space and what's really happening right now, because I see talk about the brother to the Congress that is making sure that is remaining Gitriba's fence because of the road grading. It cost much of the 2-3 crackatoos of the day. Talk about they had to demolish it so as the road can just pass, because you understand they are of the same altitude and ultimate time of that kind of the people are just at this kind of the fabricative area. Talk about Ayamaro were never going to be creating this kind of grading this kind of the road. Much of the we have to use it because this is where everybody's passing, so as you can just come out with how things gonna be coming. Back to then, and how everything is fixed and everything is so good. So what am I talking about here? Yesterday, Gitriba came back from Nairobi with the truck that he went, so as it can just be mechanized good, because it was having a little bit of the defects. Talk about it was scrubbed alongside its own paints, the original paint, so it had to go to be painted and also to be board welded very much, so as it cannot have some of the potholes and to the vehicle. That could not be good whenever it's going to be carrying much of the visitors to the tourism, and also whenever going to be walking and you talk about, oh, Amaro has something that has got an accident, why can't you go and remand it? So that was the courtesy. It's a much better at that kind of the module. And what I can talk about at this kind of an Esquire is that they have to make it happen. So yesterday he came back and is already here. Today, very early in the morning, he was looking for the chicken, so as the much of the people should be celebrating. Talk about the congressman has passed through here right now to go and celebrate at Ayamaro there, because today they're going to be having a party coming back of Rocio, because the airplane landed at 10 a.m. in Lichota, talk about Migori airstrip, and at this kind of the point, the Mercedes-Benz went and picked them, who is the driver who is always taking care of it, is called Kiboga. He has just gone there and made it happen, and he brought them back home and he left it there, because they have going to be having much of the talk. What am I talking at this kind of the artifact? It's whereby the Congress that kind of the period of time, he was picked from David Junior's construction, because he's the one who is taking care of David Junior's construction because of the strictness. David Junior is nothing, because sometimes you're going to be coming out talking about ABCD, but he has nothing to offer to the society in terms of speaking. It's just the way talking about, you know what, I am the young millionaire. That's the only thing can talk about at that kind of the point. But there's nothing can come talk about, I want this one to be done this way. It's only that they depend on the father to make it happen. I don't know, whenever the father will not be around, the way my father is not around, what will they be doing at that kind of the way? They cannot learn to understand of themselves, controlling themselves before the father is there. They think about the fathers will be there until the father notice. Mambo, uko chonjo, mkoroche. Ni yake tabu. Kwa kakana hai. Oh, kwa kakana eh. Yeah, he's just one of my friends who are here. Fantastic, yeah. Yeah, safi. So is we have to understand how the program is, and I know it might bring some of the problem because of giving him, but that is the way. Don't talk about Zoni Yamaro's money is just right. Sometimes you can give them because that's how he doesn't even have a shoes, but he's there. But much of the people like Maura, the one who are just talking A, B, C, D, eating and re-eating, much of the people like him could be getting something which is very safe. That's the village report. We have to say it how it is, and we understand how the strategy is. Let me talk about it. When the Congress that understood that Maro has landed, he had to run from the site very quickly to come and get back here, because they have to put down Rocio and be taught how the village gonna be and how she has to handle herself, because it was so stupidical. I can talk about to the family of Ayamaro, because when you have a wife, including me, when they talking about oh, this kind of the wife ABCD and ABCD, you are bringing a shame. And even the wife is becoming a shameful. You're bringing shame to your family and also to the people who are just living here. So right now, whenever people are going to be hearing that, oh, Rocio is back, much of the people are going to be collecting themselves, including the church, understands that Rocio is not available. So they will be talking about, oh, let's go to Amara and talk to they're going to be lured to the churchism. That kind of the way I like the Congrats dad. You're going to be talking about, let's go to the church. No. Lazima tuende kanisani. Tuombewe. Exactly. I like about that one, because he understands that they're going to be having a change. Talk about spiritual change. That is what we need. Talk about the congressman right now. She is going there to make sure that they're going to be placing them down and talking about pressing them with much of the Holy Spirit, so that the lady can stack to the home. You understand? Let me give you a small synopsis here. When you are bringing a new chicken, talk about you have gone maybe somewhere, you have bought a new chicken from somewhere, you bring it at home. You see, here in the tradition, we use something called mafiga. Mafiga is the 3 stones that you use in terms of cooking. Much of the people have ever seen it. So when you come with that chicken as a brand new and people are cooking, just place the legs of that chicken for the 3 figures. Step it there, 1, 2, 3. Then throw it there. It will not go anywhere. So that's what they're going to be doing here to make sure that they're going to be pressing and taking Rocio and stepping her to this kind of the 3 stones to make sure they're going to be stacking and not having this kind of the complications. Talk about it's so something which is can call about not much stupid, but it's something that she was running for her life, but she never understood it's causing much of the interceptionist. Talk about something like causing to the family to be not trustworthy, or talk about to the family they will see like it was a humiliation, or this kind of the lady, what made this kind of the lady to go out. So it will bring some of the tension. Talk about a positive tension or a negative tension, it will be there. And to the real fact, they have to be absolutely to be taught the lesson on how it is. So right now I think Rocio is going to be put down, very fantastic, with much of the church members, including the Congress mom. She's there and she's walking majestically, and I like how she is walking majestically with her own handbag. Talk about this is how the things are going to be. So whenever you see that way, know that the Bibles are this way, to that kind of the handbag. And I know much of the spiritus going to be coming out from that kind of the position, which is very better whenever we talk about spiritual activities. I know much of the people right now, I'm going to be receiving much of the people talking about, this kind of the YouTube going to be A, B, C, D. Much of the people going to be not marrying themselves, going to be A, B, C, D. That is the artifact of them. And that is what they're going to be talking about. But if a woman understands that this is my husband, he's going to be not seeing and understanding that this is the way forward or this is not the way forward. And she has or he has to act perpendicularly with the regardless of the law. Talk about with the continuance of the law of their marital status. And that is the way forward. So when you talk about it, today in the morning, as the Congress that went to check on how Maro has come back, because they cannot stay in town because they have dramas, so they have to come back to the village so the drama can continue as usual. You will understand tomorrow again, talk about a war here, this and here. So it's a way of understanding how the program is running at that kind of an esquire. So what do I mean here? Today, Githiriba, early in the morning, he went to look for the chicken. And I don't know if that one chicken, Githiriba, could be enough for much of the people. I know it's just less people. Right now, much of the YouTubers were told, go out because Rocio is back. And she's going to be doing much of the acclimatization again. And also, you understand, Maro was a little bit getting crazy whenever it was absolutely messed up in terms of the brain. And also stress and mortality rate was high. And talk about, we can call it dry spells or too much. I understand how today you're going to be, it's like a wedding season today. And things going to be crying on their own surface reformation. So that artifact to understand the adulthood that going to be handled, because they are back to the esquire where they understand this is the angle I'm going to be practicing it better, and this is the angle I need it. So everybody now understand this bed is a rectangle or this bed is lying to a 30-degree, so I need this kind of the style of a 70-degree or an absolute angle or an obtuse angle. That is what is needed, or a right angle. Everything going to be so fantastic. So today we're going to be having much of the reproduction system getting prototyped, and talk about the network searching. It's going to be searching from the shots. This kind of the artifact, let's go forward. That is the way forward of the manhoodism. That's what we always call it, the way forward. So back to the street. Already one boy is thrown to the pogrom. What am I talking about this kind of the space? Githiriba is thrown into the pogrom at this kind of the way, because he's always pleading, including the mother came back to Amara talk about, hey, please, can you accept my son? And I don't know why. Much of the people, they could think about when we were being told that go. This kind of the people are talking about, yeah, go. Why are you not? Do you understand? Let me give you the breaking news that also much of the people have not got it today. Have you ever seen Githiriba's videos? I want to give you today a real verdict point. Have you seen Githiriba's video? He's talking about, you know, it was not this way, it was his way, and God only will help. What is he talking about, only God will help? What do I talk about? When Githiriba had that kind of the misery and talked about he hit that kind of the safari vehicle to the trench, and it got much of the marks talk about that are not the marks of the vehicle, talking about scratched the paint, and Amaro talked about it, and much of the people knew that Githiru has been fired. So at that kind of the point, when the Congrats dad got it, talked about, oh, you know, you understand Maro is not a person of stopping talking. He can talk, he can call everybody, including your mother. He can call him, talking about your boy has done this one, including your sponsor. I'm telling you as a fact, Maro can call your sponsor and tell the sponsor that because he knows you have a sponsor from somewhere. I said it one day in Chris the Great channel. I said that let us not everybody comprehend this kind of the statement talking about, oh, this kind of the people are receiving donations, the other people are receiving. Everybody in the YouTube platform is receiving donations. That is the fact. So everybody should bear with that kind of the circumference as a reason, and everybody should understand that is the strategy, and everybody is depending to that one, and not that the talk about the YouTube salary. It's a small thing for you to handle even a day. It should be finished. But people are surviving with donations. We appreciate the donors. We appreciate much of the people sending money to individually from their own entire heart, talking about, I want to send this to the Congrats mom. I want to send this to Rocio. I want to send this one to Ayamaro. I want to send this to Gintu. I want to send this. Everybody has his own mentality. I want to send, not that a person can guess that, oh, this money I was to send it tomorrow, I have sent it to Gintu. No, it will never happen. Everybody, including this road, is the donation. We have to understand it, including when talk about this kind of the guy called the Trench Town grandpa. Whenever he came to grade this kind of the road, it was donations. And that's why we talk about nobody's money is here. It's like a no man's land. So when I'm just at this kind of the position, I'm talking about ABCD, you have to understand how the strategy is, and that is how everything should be moving. So when we go back to the same region, we talk about Amaro whenever he's just obsessed and is hot-tempered. He can call anyone because I know him. Including me, there's a day we beefed. He called my brother. So that is the fact you can come to the conclusion. So you can call anyone, including his mother, including his father, including even David Jr. You can call him, including talk about Dimo. You can call them, both of them, and talk about Githiriba has put my vehicle down. That is the fact, and I can tell you that one from the fact how it is. So when it is that way, so he called the sponsor and talked about, oh, you know, it was done A, B, C, D, but I don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna delay at this kind of the point. That is the artifact. We understand that is the nature. That is the way everybody should understand and get it forward at this kind of the COSPAM. So when everything was handled that way, so he called everybody and he told them, oh, now the sarcasm went, whereby he called the Congrats dad. Wow! Tell me A, tell me B. Woo! Tell me, see what happened at that kind of the fact. Now the Congrats dad came. You understand, whenever you're going to be coming and you are dealing with the fools at the village, you understand how it is. It was just a lower primary school, and is trying it to make it happen. We understand. Everybody's trying, regardless of the education. You can make it even if you trust the living God and make it happen. You can make it. So at that finding moment, he came and find him. My friend, what was said and what was terminated out, and he was being abused like something else. He was told that, why are you being told to go and you are still here? What are you waiting for? Can you go? And I don't want to see you. You are a fool. You are whatever. You understand? A very small stuff, it can lure much of the people to hate you for nothing. And it has made him to go and apologize to Congrats dad, to apologize to Congrats mom, to apologize to the viewers, apologize to the sponsors, apologize to Mara, apologize to everybody. And that is how they are humiliating a person. And some people think about, oh, they're going to be stacking at one position. We understand. It's a way of movement, and that's where you have attached yourself. So when you cannot ultimately understand that, why will you open up your own mind and think about, what am I going to do, even if when we are thrown out, much of the people are laughing, A, B, C, D, you'll never survive, you'll never do this. When we come out and report it once, you find that a crooked person from A can talk about, oh, it's going to be this way, it's going to be that way. But that is the nature. We have to understand how the nature is. And we have to talk about from this responsibility to that responsibility. That is the way everybody... Wagwan, tukomboka. Wagwan deno. So at this kind of an artifact, we have to talk about that is the movement that we need everybody to go. That is the boys talk about the people who understand themselves and they can greet you. They are YouTubers. And let me rectify. I will come to that point. So when we are ever talking about this kind of the hostility that the family can bring to you, you might be coming like, I am a friend of you, but my parents don't need you. That's how the Congress dad and the Congress mom are uptaking it river. And it's not the first time. They were abusing us at any time, because I can understand there's a time the mom came and talked about, Mom, you know this kid too. It's the one who's saying, nye, 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 nye. The Congress mom told me that, oh, tata, nilikuwa naona wewe ni mtoto mzuri, kumbe wewe ni mbaya hivyo. I thought you are a good boy, so you are this bad. I told her, how bad am I? And that is how they think about. Some of the things can be brought to some people's attention because of the jealousy from other people who don't need you, because you don't rhyme with them. So can you understand that phrase, please? So that's how Gitiriba was picked. And he was chased and he was abused. At that fact, I can say it, because I'm reporting it live how it was until the sarcasm has got them to this kind of the point. Today, Gitiriba was the one who was sent the chicken to go and bring it. And I know he's going to be slaughtering himself and talk about how it's going to be. That is their mandate. They are used like dogs. Whenever you are used, again, you will be told that. Now you understand that the one person I wanted to talk about today also. And this is a fact. There's a person called Mawera. I've seen he has reacted muchly, talking about the problem was the road, or the problem is not the road, the problem is the people hate. Nobody is interested with that one. As I am this kind of an esquire, so how am I interested with the villa right now? How am I interested with this party right now? So the fact you can come to the conclusion is whereby they think about when they're depending 75% your life to somebody's, talk about assets, talk about a person cannot determine that you are staying in somebody's era or somebody's territory. For how long will you stay there? For how long? At that point, you can take it as an eclipse. That if you are depending on somebody's things more than 80%, you are a very foolish person. So how are you going to be extending your own territories? How are you going to be telling people, oh, I'm in Yabuansa, yet you are hosted, but you cannot do something which is proper? If you are depending on somebody's life for more than 75%, you are a fool. Even 50%. Because how? You are taking everything. Still you are there to talk about, yet you have to say bad about other people, or you have to say about, oh, Gintu is doing A, B, C, D, so as you can survive at that esquire. So this point or the pinpointment is going back to Mawera, because he's a village quack. You have to understand it, because he messed it at the first level when he got much of the sponsors and he was told that he has to neglect the villa, that the villa is having witchcraft. At the fact, Mawera said it. But right now, I'm just wondering, from that kind of a say, he was saying that, oh, this kind of the villa is having much of the witchcraft, including saying that people have started dying. So Mawera, you'll die when you go back to the villa. That is what was coming out as an absolute. But right now, I'm not surprised. I'm not manipulating or doing any kind of the miscellaneous and unconditional circumstances. I find that Mawera is stuck in there. The only position he can just take out is going to buy water, which he was said that he will not drink water of the villa because it's making him to be like a witchcraft, and it's making him not to act perpendicularly. And the teaching cannot, we talk about the cucumber cannot wake up whenever he drinks the water of. So you are here for what? That is the purpose we are talking about. So when we realize ourselves and talk about what are we going to be doing at this point and at the other point, you will understand that there is a failure, or there is something which is not adding up to an essence whereby a person can come out for his own way of staying, because he has to say it for him to stay. That is it. Because a person cannot come, you have to defend where you are, because whenever you don't defend, You are there. I said it one day that if I am practicing corruption, I will defend it in any kind of the cost. So the way he's just defending himself and talking about the issue is not the road. Right now, everything is clear. Whenever the road is not being talked about, everything is so clear. But it is only going to us to come as a village report and report what's really popping out at this Esquire. Safi mambo. So when we have to develop such kind of the matters talking about we are having a hate, nobody is hating nobody. I'm here to report what is happening. So how am I hating Maro here? How am I hating? I'm reporting that he is back home and he arrived today at 10 a.m. in Migori airstrip, and it was just a 45-minute drive from Nairobi, a flight from Nairobi to Migori, and the Mercedes-Benz, including Keboga, was there to pick him with the Mercedes-Benz back to the villa. And today, Gitiribo was walking aimlessly, and that's how it was, so as they can just make sure that they're coming back home. That's a village report. It has come out conclusively in a way that everything is handled meticulously. Nobody is talking about this kind of an Esquire, somebody is hated this way. No, nobody is hated that way. So it's just a way of broadcasting it to make sure that some of the people talk about, I was coming from that kind of the village. But I want to know what's really popping out at that kind of the point, and how am I going to get it? Wagwan. Sasa bado, kwani bado kuna hizo staff?
Mimi nakwambia, sasa wewe nikuulize.
Kuna nini?
Siku ile si tuliongea na wewe vizuri hapa tukiwa na Mara.
And then Nama?
Na hapa si hapo ulikuja siku ile tukaongea vizuri tukiwa na wewe na Mara.
Then
lakini nini bado unatafuta kwa nje?
So hii njia ni ya nani?
Si ya Maro wala si ya nani.
So me I'm doing my own things.
But lakini hichi kitu unachokifanya si kizuri.
Okay, nimefanya nini? Sema.
Nikuulize, kwani wewe kila siku story ni ya hii tu nje?
Nimesema kuhusu hii story. Umesikia nikisema
story ni ya hii tu nje.
Bro,
unajua mimi ni kitu nimegundua Gintu. Kitu nimegundua. Wewe unatafuta kelele na watu.
Wacha nikwambie bro. Wacha nikwambie.
Kwa sababu mimi ngoja nikwambie.
Unajua wewe ndio uko na shida.
Mimi siko na shida. Unajua nini?
So umetoka kutoka huko.
Mimi siko na shida. Mimi
umekuja mpaka huko.
Mimi ninachokuambia.
Sema ulitoka kwako kijuu unakuja kuongea.
Unajua ulikuwa rafiki yetu lakini unavyokuwa
sijakataa bro, mimi sijachanganya kitu.
Mimi ni
wewe ndio umejileta kutoka huko.
Mimi kitu ninachosema no muchacho ori. Atoni no mukuri ande.
No.
No muchacho ori. Sikia. Kitu tunachosema hapa. Wewe umekuwa na dharau kupitiliza.
Okay, niambie.
Hiyo dharau unayofanya unaifanya kwa Maro. Mimi nakwambia. Mimi jichanganya.
Ndio nimekuuliza, umeniona kila siku unasema kesho utanipata huko bro. Kesho utanipata huko.
Sikia. Fanya hivi, si kesho nitakupata huko. Chukua hii kamera hapa tukiwa na wewe. Ndio nayo rekodi hapa. Saa hii tu. Tuko na wewe hapa.
Kwani umenipata wapi?
Nikukute mimi nakwambia, si uchukue hii kamera.
Ndio nakuuliza umenipata wapi?
Kanamora no mochacho. Tuwegeshe tu hiyo kamera hapa. Hapa nilipo hapa.
Wacha kuwa formulated mure tunakuja.
Hakuna
kitu utafanya bro.
Mimi nakwambia nakufanya. Saa hii.
Umekuja umenipata. Mimi niko hapa.
Kufanya kitu.
Mimi si niko hapa.
Saa hii tu. Nakwambia hivi, change hiyo kamera tu ingia.
Lakini si umenipata hapa.
Wewe nakwambia hivi.
So ni change na maagizo yako ya nini
sasa? Kamera tu saa hii ifike.
Bora acha nikwambie, mimi siko eti na directiwa na mtu ajifanye hivi.
Ukinigusa hata ngumi hii. Nikunyoshe.
Najua uko hapa juu, my friend.
Hivi.
I'm not interested. Ulikuja kuforce. I'm not interested. Ulikuja kuforce. Nimejua ukitoka huko.
Sijatoka huko. Mimi
bro.
I'm doing to protect my family.
Hakuna mtu protect your family na nini? Uko na familia gani?
Sijawahi fika kwako ni record.
Huko ni kwako. That's the question. Hapa ni kwako. Hapa ni kwako.
Ni kama unijue
bro, tafuta hela kwanza ndio ukuja kutamba. Endelea kutafuta do. Sisi tuko live bro na situnduri na hizo.
Mimi sitakika kelele na.
I'm not interested with you.
Kwani wewe nikuulize?
Hata wewe nikuulize, umetoka huko ukikuja hapa. So ni nini imekuhusu?
Nikuulize, ngoja tu nikuulize. Sisi ni wanaume. Before these all things come, we was a friend. Si ndio?
Sasa hiyo inahusu nini?
Shida ni kwamba wewe ni nini hata sisi.
Okay, nikikuwa hapa nimefilm nini?
Unajua juzi niliona ulichukua kwa video yako ukaweka kwamba mimi
bro
nakusumbua na kutishia watu wako, wakanipigia simu Unitisha.
Bro, mimi nakwambia hivi. Hiyo mimi hata inipatie homa. Na hiyo ndio umekujia kutoka huko.
Mimi sijakujia. Mimi bike yangu nimeacha hapo juu. I think hata umeiona.
Sasa nimeiona. Hiyo inistui. Sasa mimi niko na bike hapa.
Ninachokuambia Gintu. Unasikia? Mimi unatisha watu huko.
Acha kudhani eti kuna kitu.
Hapo boda ulize hivi Mayugno ni nani?
Hiyo si ni hera ndio umekufanya hivyo bro. That's lack of money maybe.
Mimi kuonyesha tu saa.
That's lack of money bro. Anza kutafuta hela tena. I'm not interested with the thank you. Tafuta hela bro. I'm not interested mura, you are there. Ulikuanga. I'm not interested with you my friend. Umekuja umepata watu afu kuja kuniambia sisi kuna nini? Wewe vuta bangi bro, wewe vuta. I'm not interested with the bank. When sina juu naenda kwa bangi, wewe enda uvute. Wewe kuna kitu utanishtua my friend. Wewe fanya kitu yenye ulitaka kufanya bro. At this kind of an S-square, we have to understand how the things are coming at every kind of the point. So at every kind of an S-square, we have to iteratively know how to deal with everything. So the little fact that we have is the way we have to handle much of the matters. Bro, wewe ndo fanya kazi yako. I'm not interested with your site. Juu haina kitu inanifaidi. Siku hiyo ndo utajua ujui. Utakujangu nipate hapo. Kesho. Si kesho. Kesho sina kuja. Saa hii niko hapa. Kesho nakuja. So wait. Wewe niongoje. Wewe niongoje kesho nitakuja. That's the fact.
Sisi nikungoje kesho nakuja.
Kesho nitakuja. Mimi siko hapo.
Maybe hakuna kesho.
Bro, mimi nakwambia hivi. Mimi hapa ninafanya vitu zangu.
Hakuna kesho. Fanya hivi. Change your camera saa hii.
So, sasa
nikunyoshe hapa saa hii na
uone nini. Sasa inanitisha na nini?
Saa hii tu
sasa na nakwambia I'm not interested with that road.
Utege muda nimeondoka ndo ulete kamera.
Wapi? Nakuja kesho. Si nimekwambia kesho saa 10 nitakuwa hapa.
Tukutane.
Kesho saa 10. Tukutane. Tuonane mimi na wewe, si ndio? Kesho saa 10.
Hakuna saa
10. Mimi sasa niko hapa.
Hawezi.
Acha nikwambie bro.
Tuonyeshane off on camera.
Acha nikwambie kitu moja na ujue. I'm not interested in fighting. Look for money.
So you come look for money at my place.
Place gani?
At my place.
Nimeshoot you.
Change basi camera.
I'm not interested with you, Mura. Ndio yana kwambia I'm not interested with your site because it has nothing to offer me, bro.
Fanya hivi, we make saa 10.
Tomorrow at 4. Let us meet here. Yeah, let's see who is the man. You will understand. No problem. No problem. You will understand it. Bro, I'm not interested with you, Mura. Tafuta hera. Haya. I'm not interested with that one, Mura. You just go because you have found me a miss. The fact ni moja nikwambie, na fact ni moja nakwambia hivi. Mimi siko eti nakuwa driven eti sasa fanya hivi. I'm not a watchdog, bro. So the fact is that is the Esquire and everything has to continue as far as everything is in concern. You understand that we have this kind of the way of maneuvering east, west and south. We understand everybody has his own way on the mentality of talking about not everybody will ever like you at this kind of the point. And something which is making it to be a little bit of different is where they think about they were having a lot of money and the security. So tomorrow I'm going to be coming here at 4 and we'll see what's going to be happening because they think about they're going to be having too much of, they have maybe smoked whatever they have smoked and everything going to be coming out. That is an artifact and I cannot be changed as a fool or I cannot be changed as I talk about a person like the way they are being controlled. Oh, come with whatever and come and do something which is not necessary. I'm not lured that bring the camera this way. You have found me here. I must stick to the point. That is it. And I'm not here for fighting. We are here for the content and village report. What's going to be coming and how it's going to be coming. Because they think about they're going to be fighting tomorrow. We shall be here to understand how the things gonna be coming because of the way they think about it. Gonna be all A, B, C, D. Thinks about how you're gonna be using alcohol right now or smoking much of the weeds and whatever. They think about things gonna be happening. Things are different, and we are not intimidated. I will be here at the road until everything gonna be coming. Nobody's interested with Mayugono right now. He was. Right now, he's nothing to the society because they are village quacks and village logarithmically nothing to offer to us. And that's how we talk about everything has to go forward at this kind of the point. So if they think about, you're going to be talking about the motorbike is there. So you can talk about the motorbike is at that kind of the road. He thinks about the road is his. And that is the way of talking about the foolishness and the stupidity, how people are developed. And talking about, oh, come to this kind of the site, I'll not move. And if a person thinks about you are right at your own site, talking about the road belongs to you, that's the foolishness of the highest order. And I know he came so as he can just trend. We have to understand. So right now he's looking for views and looking for money also. And we have to understand this kind of the way forward and the capillogenically things on how to handle it. So he came from there and thinking that you're going to be coming to intimidate me. And because of the road, which is not even graded, even Ayamar is the one who graded the road to his own site. So we understand how the puppets are being used, and that is it. Even if you are friends, nothing is offered like a friend here. Who is a friend to who? I be a friend, yet we are coming for the shadow talking about to come in the weekend, and you are just already out and drinking and whatever. So right now is just having that kind of, we have to understand, they're having something called that mind of talking about, okay, how am I going to do this kind of the things? Oh, because of the downfall of money, because of the downfall of them. That's why he's just trying to make things so he can just trend. But I'm not here to trendize him because he has nothing to offer to me. Because of how the things are moving, that's the way forward. And to the real fact of the moment, the way of gauging yourself is a way of not manipulating, but understanding that this is the matter A, this is the matter B. And that is the movement. Let us not talk about A, B, C, D, or that is the way of not understanding each other. So at the fact, stuck to the point, to go back to the point. I was talking about there's this kind of the guy called Amawel also. I saw he was talking about, much of the people are talking about A, B, C, D, and A, B, C, D, because we understand his own legitimate way and legitimate time and how he is. But everything is just the interdependency. And at that way of handling much of the matters, I know that they are just coming. You understand the trending, the drama. You have been absolutely put in the drama. So how are you going to be doing that drama? How are you absolutely going to be understanding that drama? And how are you going to exercise the drama out? It's via making sure that you're going to be fighting and bringing much of the chaotic things and talking about this is the fact. Absolutely nothing. So back to Esquire. There's another lady called, I've seen, she's called Amora. She's talking about, oh, much of the people are saying A, B, C, D, from this side, from the other side. And she's talking about much of the people have emailed her that they were coming to, the village, but they cannot come, they are fearing into. At the fact I'm talking about, if a person is coming with his right forward mentality, there's no much of the time, much of the person can come out and talk about, okay, I'm just fearing this. If you are coming to do something which is straightforward to the environment, nobody's bothered. There are so many people who are here. There are so many people who are just at the villa here. There are so many people right now who are just making it and trending and making some of the videos. We are not interested with them, but they are on the right track. But if you are suspecting yourself, talking about you're going to be coming to the village to squambarize and make other things that are not direct and not emphasizable and making sure that things are not adding up value. It's something that the people are just fearing to come back. And talking about people have been emailing you, where are you living? Are you in the village? Very stupidity of the highest order. If you are no longer in the village, understand the protocol that you just understand. Why can't they come to where you are? This is the Morashi was talking about Lungwatic language, talking about people are emailing. Who are you emailing to? And how are they emailing? So it's something which is contradicting with the statement of today. And that is the absolute manner we can talk about. That is the absolute manner of not understanding the real legitimate time. Who is texting you to come to the village? Are you the village elder? Are you the spokesperson of the village? Talk about people are just texting you that are going to be coming to the village. So at that Esquire, just develop your own mentality and don't bring it to much of the people that people have told you they're going to be fearing. Whoever they are coming, talk about the Kiswate TV who came. Talk about the university student who came. Are they fearing Gintu that is in the video? I'm not interested with that one. So the little fact they have to understand is the way of movement. Every time understand this is the movement that we're going to be doing. And I know from every kind of the possibility, we have different categories of the people who are always interjunctioning, so they can just bring themselves like they're gonna be coming in as a spoiled thing. Talk about because of the luring, because of the thing that they have been mentally thinking about. They're gonna be doing something not conditional. Talk about coming from your own side and talk about you just come to. I'm not changed. My mentality, whenever it's stuck at a point, I'm not interested talking about I have to go to the other point. I know he was set up. Talk about whenever you see him back, so go and tell him A, B, C, D and have a conversation for the trending. And you understand he knows nothing to the society because he's now getting it very bad in a way that much of the people are moving and he's stuck. And how are people constructing, how people are moving from one position to another position is just not understanding the strategy. So they have to come back and tell us how it will be. So when I'm here, I'm just reporting it live. What's really happening from each and every kind of the section. He thinks about you're going to be having money. He's going to be dealt with it perpendicularly because it's a very minute organism to handle. Because he knows whenever can just decide to do it, don't think about everybody has much of the energy. Let them speak. But if you think about, though, they want Gintu now to go to their side and talk about, oh, he came to provoke me because he came to my side. Come to my side and defeat me and talk about you're going to be hitting me at my own side. You will find it rough. Wait for me at your own home and talk about the stupidity you're going to be talking about. But if you find me at my own, I'm not changed. I'm not brainwashed. That, oh, come to my side, come to whatever. So what am I going to do you on a side? So as you can just make it trend that I came to your own side? I'm not interested with that one. This is the platform. And I know it's going to be reaching at a point where now the fight is going to be there because of the jealousy, because of the pocket. New of the times, talk about when I was here, when we were just doing it. They were basically shooting much of the videos and doing tiresome works, and they were paid with the no even shout out. And they're thinking about, oh, you know, we are doing it for the better or whatever. It's something which is very awkward. But I'm not interested with that one as far as everything is put in the focusment. Let us make it happen and focus. Let us move forward. There's not much of intimidation a person can talk about ABCD. Everybody has the energy enough. But don't try to catch my camera. You will see fire without smoke. They think about it, you're going to find it. And that is the fact I'm going to be talking about, and I'll be here anytime. How? Because I'm recording myself, I'm not recording anyone. But if you're bringing yourself to this kind of the catalogically movement of making the video, just find yourself in for it, and you will find it rough at the same time. Because every point, we have to handle it the way it is coming. Don't talk about you're going to be coming from that far end. Talk about, oh, come to this side. I know you are being lured. And that is the use. And you will be used and dumped. And right now, they are already dumped. So they are talking about how am I going to trend. Understand the strategy. But the Gintu is already stuck and no movement. Tomorrow, check it in to find it out. Who is rougher than who? You're going to be coming tomorrow, and they are going to be coming. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Tomorrow, next time, like this time, back to the regenum, back to the center. And this is the end.